welcome to Dragon Breath Gaming. This is David, and today I'm going to be doing part one of a walkthrough for Final Fantasy VIII. So let's load it up here. Alright, so here it just shows you the controls. And I am playing this on PC, so the buttons are going to be a little bit different than the PlayStation version. So to select everything is going to be X, cancel is going to be C, menu is V, up, down, left, and right are the corresponding buttons on the keyboard. A is pause, S is for to challenge someone to the card game, H and G rotate the camera, and escape battle is D and F. So at this point, guys, I'm just going to mute for a minute so you can watch the opening video, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay guys, and we're back. So after watching the opening credits and the opening video, you'll just wake up here in their infirmary. You're actually in a school, but all that's covered actually a little bit later. So unfortunately there is no talking, like there isn't any voice acting in this game because it is an older game. So unfortunately we do have to read the text and go through all the text as it appears. Now this, as in most games, you can change the character name, but for the purposes of my walkthrough videos, I will be keeping the names default. So this person here is, she's the teacher for the class that you're in the school. Well, you don't really spend any time there. I'm not really sure the relevance of it, but in any event, after they talk, and she just reveals that she thinks that she's starting to understand her student more. Okay, so what I just did there, I just interacted with the computer at my desk, and I got the first two what are called Guardian Forces or GFs, um, which is the equivalent to any other sort of summonings in the other Final Fantasy games. So we talked to the teacher here. She mentions the Fire Cavern, um, which is just to the left on the world map from where we are. And that actually gives us our third GF, which is Ifrit. And I will be covering that in today's video. So she's going to wait at the front gate. And when we're ready, we can go see her to start that mission. So this student that's training Tia, her name is Selfie. We actually meet up with her in a future mission. So she's just tells you that she was on her way to class, and she asks you, because she's just been transferred, if you will show her around this school that you guys are in. So if you agree, all you have to do is go down the elevator to the first floor and interact with the panel down there, which is a map of the school. And if you talk to this guy here, he gives you a few cards for a card game that you can play. It's a mini game, and it's actually a side quest later on called the Queen of Cards. Um, you don't. It's not mandatory, but if you're looking for something a little bit extra to do, it is always there for you. And I will cover the card game in a future video. Basically, when you get a Guardian Force that you obtain, typically speaking, you get their card for the card game to go with it, and they tend to be the more powerful cards, but again, I will cover that in a later video. But for the time being, we're just going to go through this and explain to the other student just kind of where to find everything. If you need, if this is your first time playing this game, feel free to pause here and take a look, and this will definitely help you find your way, at least for the first little bit of the game. Also, when you first start the game, if you interact with the board here, you highlight whatever area you want to go and hit X, it'll actually teleport you there, but later on in the game it will not work. So it's just for the first, couple quests in the game until you get familiarize yourself with where everything is. So I'll explain how to equip these Guardian Forces. There's a tutorial actually that your teacher goes through coming up actually pretty soon. But for the purposes of the what they call a draw point right here. See, it says found a draw point, but no one can draw. And that's because I haven't equipped a GF to Squall yet. So we go here to Junction, hit X on GF, and we are going to put Shiva on him. I could fill him up with as many as I want. Like I could put Quetzalcoatl on, but I'm actually going to give that one to the trainer for the upcoming boss fight. So as you'll notice, with nothing equipped, all your stats down at the bottom there are all grayed out. So you can't equip any sort of magic to it to increase your stats. But once you equip a GF, you'll now see that with Shiva equipped, I now have the Spirit attribute highlighted, so I can assign magic once I draw it to that attribute. Similarly with this Quetzalcoatl here, magic will become available once it's equipped. So normally if you're going to equip magic, you would go to magic, select the stat, and then you would select the magic here. And I will show you that actually once I get a few magics drawn. So when you get to this point with ability, you can select your battle commands. So typically, I go GF, draw, and magic. So GF just means you can summon the GF. Draw means you can draw magic from those draw points that I just found. And magic obviously means you can use magic when in battle. And now, because I've equipped draw, it says I found cure, and I can draw it from the draw point. So down here, this is your teacher. So now she's telling us how to junction a GF. Normally I would skip it, but for the walkthrough I will go through it because it goes into a little more detail than what I just explained. So it says junction enables characters to power up and use abilities. So a GF must be junctioned in order to power up and use abilities. All commands in gray cannot be selected. So as you can see, like I just described, when she equipped that GF, the HP stat and Vitality stat got highlighted. It is different from what you saw when I was explaining it, just because this is purely just for demonstration purposes. The GFs, when you get them, haven't learned those abilities yet, so therefore you can't use those abilities with them. So here's the ability screen. So now she's joined our party. We're going to go equip her as well. So I'll give her the GF physical. So what she's just telling you is if you hit G just before you hit your enemy, you'll do more damage. And the same with your, like your special power or your overdrive, if you want to call it that. So, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by drawing some magic. When you first go to draw some magic from an enemy, if you haven't drawn it yet, it'll come up as question marks like this. So I'll select the first one and go stock. And that gave us fire. Now, with Christus, if we go to draw, you'll see that fire is, it now shows us that we can draw fire because we've already done it once. Next, if we select the other one here, the second one they have is scan. So I just absorb scans. So you can hold up to 100 of each spell. I'm not going to spend time and draw 100 fires on 100 scans here. That would take too long. But I will also show you, when you go to draw magic from an enemy, if let's say we were going to select fire, it now gives you a chance to either stock it, or you can just automatically cast it at your enemy. So if you wanted to just hang on to it for future use or junctioning, you would select stock. If you want to use it against the enemy right away, you would select cast. So we'll go ahead and cast it on the bug itself. When you cast spells like this that you would normally draw from an enemy, it actually saves the reserves that you already have, so it won't use any of your magic that you've already drawn. So I'll use it again. I will cast it. So after battle, you'll sometimes get items like this, M-Stone Piece. This is a stone with a little magic power. You actually use that for upgrading weapons later on in the game, so hang on to those. And you can also actually learn magic spells from refining those with a GF ability also later on in the game. You also get AP from almost every battle with the exception of boss battles. And AP are actually how your Guardian Forces learn their abilities. And I'll actually show you the GF abilities right now while we're on that topic. So you'd open the menu, go down to GF here, select it, select whatever GF you want to teach the an ability to. We'll select Shiva for this. Hit X again. So right now it shows you that she's learning Summoning Magic plus 10%. It takes 40 AP, and she's currently got 3, which is what we just earned from that last battle. What you can do, though, you can select anything you want here. So what you can do, for instance, is select Spirit plus 20%. So that would mean, with the junctioning that we've already discussed, if I were to junction a magic that raised my Spirit with Squall, and then I equipped this as a non-command ability, then whatever spell is equipped in that Spirit slot will do an extra 20% damage. Strength and Vitality, same thing there. And this is what I was also referring to. You can, so the eye magic refine here that needs 30. You can refine water and ice magic from an item. So those Hemstone pieces that we got, we can turn into spells. And so for Shiva, for instance, she's an ice GF. So similarly, she would have the ability to turn items into water and ice type spells. With if we go back here to Quetzalcoatl, you'll see here we can refine lightning and wind magic from an item if she learned that, because she is a thunder-based summoning. This card ability here, what it does is it's a command that you can equip for battle, and when some of the things you fight when they get low enough in health, you can use the card ability and actually turn them into a card for the card game that I mentioned earlier. Boost. On the PlayStation version, basically if you held select and hit the square button repeatedly, you could actually boost the amount of damage that your GF would do with their attacks. I haven't tried it with the PC version yet, because I'm not overly familiar with the controls for that, but I will definitely try that on another account, and I will cover that in a future video. So for now, I'm just going to have her select the magic plus 20, because when she's equipped, when she gets junction, she has the magic junction ability. So then the magic plus 20% would go very well with that, whoever has it equipped. You'll find out in the open world here, you get into a lot of random battles. With this caterpillar creature here, we're going to draw some magic first. And we got thunder from it. So these guys usually give, I think what they call a spider web or something like that, which some items can actually be used to give Quistis here some different ultimate abilities. And I will show you how that works just as soon as we get one of those items here. So when someone is going red like that, it means they have Berserk, so they'll just keep physically attacking, and you lose control over them. Okay, so we didn't get a spider web from him. We'll get one pretty soon, though. So now she's just going to explain junctioning magic, which I will actually cover right after this little walkthrough is done here. So right here, she's just explaining that you can auto junction magic to favor either attack, magic, or defense. So now we have to select a time limit, how long we're going to be able to get in, defeat the boss, and get back out. Let's try 10 minutes. It's not overly difficult. So because this GF is fire-based, obviously he's going to be weak to ice magic, so our Shiva GF is going to come in very useful here. And if we can find the Blizzard spell, that'll be also a great help as well. So we found some more fire. Let's have Squall draw it. Okay, this creature here, we can actually draw Blizzard from. So I'll show you that. Draw from him is Fire, Thunder, and this last one, this question mark, is Blizzard. So we received 3 blizzards. Don't want to waste a lot of time, but just wanted to grab a few. Alright, here is Ifrit. So we're going to summon Shiva. So now Ifrit's all mad because we have Shiva. And we're just going to keep summoning it to end the battle quickly. So this is Quizzicatle here. And this one is Thunder based. There we go. And we just got it for it. So we didn't receive any experience. We got 3 G returners, which revives a GF from being killed. We got Ifrit's card and 20 AP. So now she's going to explain elemental junctions, which basically just means that you can equip certain magic to your to your regular physical attacks. So, for instance, if you were to equip Blizzard, when you regularly attack a monster, your attack would have the element of ice with it as well. And same thing for fire and thunder. Okay, so now that we've got Ifrit, and she's explained how to junction to your attack and defense, these things aren't important, so I'm not going to worry about it, but so we're going to absorb a few blizzards from this guy, because I used all the other ones in our fight against Ifrit. that, we've got some blizzards. Just gonna defeat the monster and move on. So I'm just going to run from these battles, because I really don't need to do them right now. I'm just wanting to get out of the cave. Okay, so now we've got our very first earnable GF, Ifrit. So I'm actually going to end the video here, and I hope you join me for the next part of the walkthrough. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share with all your friends. See you guys in the next one.